Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have Bangladesh's first unit of the 2023 BMW X7 LCI. In my opinion, this is the first unit, but this is the only unit until now, but I don't know the future. But yeah, the new X7, a lot of people were asking for it, and here I am with it in Bangladesh. You guys told me to do it in Canada, America, but now as it's in Bangladesh, I don't need their country's car, I can just use this. So let's start the full in-depth review of this car, but first I gotta say thank you to my uncle and thanks to Aslan Motors for providing this car to me so I could do a full in-depth review of it. So let's start the full review, but before that, let me give you guys a brief history about BMW and this car. So BMW's company started at 1916. From then they are making aircraft engines for different brands. As you guys know, nowadays, if you look at planes, you could see the Rolls-Royce logo. But before, BMW used to make the engines, but now BMW makes it but sells it as Rolls-Royce. So let me explain the full thing. So BMW company started in 1916, and then after the aircraft engine business, they started making cars, and brilliant cars, to be honest. In almost 106 years, they're in this car industry, and from then they bought some really amazing brands. They are the full owner of Mini, and the full owner of BMW M, and the full owner of Rolls-Royce. So as you guys see in Rolls-Royce cars, there's some BMW tech and some BMW buttons. So now you can relate why there is that. And same thing goes again, BMW makes the engines but sells it as Rolls-Royce for airplanes. Confusion done. And now let's come to the car's front fascia. First, let me show you the car's key, because on the LCI, the key has been changed from the previous generation. So now the key is much more premium and much more, it feels more like a BMW key because the build and finish is good. You have the lock button here, like the BMW logo, then you have your unlock, trunk opening, and this is a favorite button that's first time in BMW car. And then you can open the key from here, and the key actually splits for the emergency key that comes out. Now I'm going to go to the in-depth for the front fascia. The front angle has been completely different from the previous generation, because now BMW is going for more advanced technology and more better day by day. And then the width of this car is 78.7 inches. It is a really wide car. So now let's come to the headlights. Now the headlights has been separated. It's a two-part headlight, one on top, one on bottom. Let me turn it on and then I'm going to explain everything about it. When you turn it on, it does a nice animation that you can see from inside the car. Full headlight on, hazard, high beam off. I'm going to turn on one side hazard so I can show you something. So why did BMW do this design? If the headlights are together and it's up here, you can't put a lot of technology inside it. But as BMW is all about tech and all about performance and all about build quality, they separated the light that is here. This is your main headlight. So you have your two projector setups, one here, and it is also the high beam of the car. So as the light is here, it is more advanced and it has more technology than the previous generation light. That was the pre-LCI, and the X7 was started at 2018. Before 2018, the largest car BMW used to sell for the X5. No X7 was there until then. If you get up from here, these are your daytime running lights. That's called DRLs. But now you have the BMW LED light as the standard light. There's nothing called laser lights anymore, but BMW soon is going to make a light for that. Now let's come to the whole front fascia of this vehicle. The grille now is the same size, thank God, and it is in satin black on the sides and it's in gloss black at the center. You have the front camera here and you have the normal BMW signature logo, not the M logo, that is different. If we come down, you have the number plate slot with Aslan Motors plate. It's open here so it can take enough ventilation for the radiators and the intercooler. And if the car needs cooling, it's going to automatically open the grills and automatically close the grills like it did now. And for the first time, it has LED lights on the grille. So at night, it looks so good, but it doesn't work while driving, but it works when the car is idling. So this is a good thing about new BMW grills. It has lights on it. And the hood has been more aggressive than the previous generation. There's more lines and more aggressiveness on the hood. But you can't tell because it's a white car. Everything's like very glossy. That's why. Rain sensing wipers and safety systems is BMW. It's the best in the business. You have adaptive brake assist, you have cruise control, you have autopilot as well, but that is optional extra. Now let me show you what is powering the new X7 and what are the new engine variants. So you can open the hood from the driver's side, as this is a right-hand drive vehicle, and as BMW cars get, you have to pull twice because there's no lock at the hood. There's the first latch, and then if you pull it again, the lock gets up, and then for getting it up, I don't have to go to the center, it pops up. So the new X7 gets same two different engine variants, at least for the UK and for the America. I don't know about China's and those countries. So you get a 40i, that is this, and you get a 60i. Before we used to know 60i's are the V12s, but now I don't know what BMW is doing. This time the BMW X7 60i, M60i is the 4.4 liter V8 that used to be on the 50i before. So no more 60i's, I guess. Let's come to this car. It has a 3 liter single turbo straight 6 with a 48 volt mild hybrid system. It has an 8-speed automatic transmission that is connected with the engine, 4-wheel drive with 2 differential lockers. It has a lot of off-road capabilities and it is better than a Range Rover when it comes to off-roading. I am telling you that. Now let's come closer to the engine. It's closer to the cabin for the better weight distribution of the car. You have the BMW emblem right there. You have the 6-cylinder signs. There's where you pour your engine oil. You have the BMW branding here. And then you have the struts, so it can hold down the engine, so when it revs high, it doesn't do any shaking or stuff. From here, you pour your windshield wiper washer, or if you live in Canada like I do, your fluid. And then you have insulation up there. That's pretty much it. Let's come to power output. It is more than the 40i from before. It is 375 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque. That is a lot from the previous generation. Obviously, it's BMW. They consider performance before luxury. But Mercedes considers luxury more than performance. So let's close the hood now, and let's come to the competitors of the car. So the major competitor of this car is the Mercedes-Benz GLS and the X7. These are like the straight up competitors. And that's pretty much it. And from the American side is the Cadillac Escalade, the Yukon, and the Supervan. That's it. And now Korean cars are comparing with the Germans, so it's the Kia Telluride and the Palisade, but I don't know if those can actually compare. Now let me see the car's side profile. It has 6 sensors at the front as well. So the BMW X7 gets the luxury line and the MSport package. This car has the MSport package, that's why you have different wheels. And this is the first time BMW has ever given 22-inch wheels on their any cars. Before the max was 21, but as Mercedes gave 23, they decided to give 22. So these wheels are 275/40 R22s, and the wheels are the 22-inch gloss black wheels. You have another variant for the wheels as well for the M-Sport package. There's 2 different styles. And you have 6-piston brakes at the front that are painted in black, but you guys can get it painted in blue as well. You have double wisdom suspension with air springs, and obviously air springs because it's the flagship SUV of BMW. If you get up from here, the side mud flaps are painted, the body panels, and you have this gloss black treatment here that is actually functional. It gets air from the wheel well and it get it out from here. And you have this nice L design that all the way extends to the back. And then as this is the M Sport, you have an M Sport badge on the side that is bigger than the previous generation's M Sport badge. So the length of this car is 203.6 inches. It is the same size as the previous generation because this is not a new generation. It's just the pre-facelifted version. So now let's come to the car's overall side. As this car has the M Sport package, that's why the window trims and the car's roof rail is in black. But if this car was the luxury line, it would be in chrome, considering the grille is also black on this car because it has the extended black package. So now, in Bangladesh, someone just told me there's 2 more units now. So those are blue and gray. Those also have M Sport, so white and black is the best when it comes to contrasting. As you can see, the car exterior is white, and then you have the extended black package. So the overall spec of this car is so nice. Now let's come to the car's nice safety systems. If we unlock the car, the mirror is going to automatically fold and unfold. You have a hazards light here, blind spot monitoring, and a camera on the side of the car too. Now if we come back, there's light projector setup that is projecting here. It gives you this shadow light on all BMW cars nowadays that come extended from the mirror, and the door handles have light too, so you can actually grab it and get it inside at the front and also at the back. The wheelbase of this car is 122.2 inches. Now let's come to the rear wheels, because the rear setup of this car and a Lamborghini Huracan rear wheel is the same. 315 33 R22s. You have 4-piston brakes at the back with ventilated disc and multi-link suspension with air springs, no coil springs. Let's get up from there, and if the car is unlocked, if you just press here, it's going to open the fuel tank, and it has an 83-liter fuel tank. And because this has a mild hybrid system, as Bangladeshi people would say it now, but the 48 volt doesn't help anything when it comes to fuel economy. It's just because of the performance of the engine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's close that. X7 is one of a car that looks so good at the side. The Range Rover flush design, because that looks pretty weird. But the X7 is one of the most nicest looking cars you can buy now. So the height of this car is 72.2 inches, and now I'm going to show you the rear tail lights. The tail light has been updated from the previous generation, but it is very hard to notice in camera. But if you look straight on the car, it is changed. And I'm going to get inside the car and turn the rear lights on. But when you unlock the car, it does a nice animation, as you can see there. Very nice. Now I'm going to get inside and turn it on. So this is with the full light. So it is a wraparound design, but it starts from here all the way. You have the side reflector, and then you have the BMW logo with this illumination at the side, and then you have this nice design that starts from here, then all the way extend up till there, and you have this chrome trimmings here as well, and this is your hazard that actually blinks. It's not swiping, it blinks. And for the first time, this chrome bar is extended until that side. XDrive40i written here, then you have the chrome line, you have the BMW logo, then you have the X7 written, and the same on the other side. Full wrap around. Now let's come to the down portion of this car. You have the number plate slot here with 2 lights and the reversing camera and a button for opening the boot. You have 6 cylinders at the back as well. With the MSport, it's quite different, but with the luxury line, it is a different bumper. You have quad tips for the first time, and real, thank God, BMW, and it is fully wrapped in this satin chrome design. If you come up, you have this upper spoiler with the upper stop brake light and a shark fin antenna, and you have this rear windshield wiper, and the washer is right here, hidden. Good engineering. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for the full exterior of the car. Now let's see if the X7 is practical and can fit a lot of people at the same time. So for opening the boot, if you just go behind the car and kick it at the center, it's going to powerfully open the top portion, and the bottom portion can be openable by this button. And you can open it from the key and from the inside. Before, I couldn't open the boot of X7s with my leg, but when I lived in America, I had my cousin that bought a BMW X7 M50i pre-LCI with the 4.4 liter V8. But after getting a habit of that car, now I know how to use it. You have 326 liters of storage behind the third row. That is actually pretty good. And if we look at the underfloor storage of this car, you have your partial cover and more room down there. And you don't need spare tires in German cars now because it's run flat, so it can go more than 100 kilometers with the tire with nothing in it. And you have hooks on either side if you want to hook something, and it is in full stainless steel on both sides. And it has lights on both sides as well. You have the first aid kit here, and there's the mark, light here, and then if you go to the other side, you have a light. You have to get this down for getting the partial cover out, obviously. And then these are the buttons that are the most easiest buttons to use. If you want more max cargo space, you can press this. Max persons, you can press this. So for folding down the third row, After press this, the center row is going front for giving room so the third row can fold down. Headrest down, and then 50-50 distribution. Easy. Then you can get this down and twist this backwards. You have the X7 branding right here. And then if you want to fold the second row, that is like a full row, but you can get optional extra captain chairs as well for the center row. And there, 60-40 distribution. And then the front seats are going to come back. And these are just the buttons for that, and that's going to be pretty much it. Now if you come out of here, if you open this, you have an emergency triangle inside there, and that's it. You have light placement here as well for this area, and that's it. Yeah, this is for closing the boot, this is for closing the boot, and it's going to lock the car by itself. And if you just press this, this is going to get up, that's going to get down. Simple. And it works. BMW is a really reliable company, but not like Japanese. Now let's get inside the BMW X7. Now let's get inside the third row of this car. So this is not the captain chair, this is a full row. So for getting inside the third row, there's a button here. If you press this, the front seat's going to get straight for giving room for this seat to come up. This is the 40 distribution. There you go. It's really easy to get inside and exit the car. And I'm going to get inside with one leg and close the door with another one. And I'm going to get this out of the way so you guys can see how much room I have. And you have to hold the button for confirming that a human is doing it. There you go. Now I'm going to get my one back. The button's here. So now it's going to come back. I'm going to get my headrest up. And yeah, that is done. So the X7 third row, you can actually sit inside it because you have enough knee room, enough headroom, and the underthigh support ain't poor. These are the headrests for the center row for the cushions that go here. And yeah. And you have Isofix anchor points at the rear seats too, as you can see here and here. And I noticed some more things after I used the X7. You have some hooks here for the car seaters, and then you have a bottle holder here, ambient light with this nice strip, and you have AC vents on top, and you have a sunroof for your own. So you can close the blind and you can open it. So if you're sitting in this third row, you have your own sunroof. You don't need to use that one, you have your own one. So you have a single zone climate control that you can control from here, and you have the wind speed that you can control from here and where you want the air. And it has heated seats for the third row as well. And then you can see your moonroof for the back that you can close and open with this button. Now I'm going to go to the second row. So now let's exit the car. I just have a habit of using this car for a month. Now I just love the X7 more than the GLS, just my own opinion. And there, it adjusted by itself, and then there's some controls here, so you can recline the seat how much you want and get it behind as well by this button. Now I'm going to go from my side and get inside. Center row, one of the most comfortable rows you can sit inside the X7 in. I'm going to recline my seat. You have Isofix anchor points at the second row, that is obvious. As you can see here, you just get these up and you can sit inside. You have these quilted brown leather that is very nice, and with the MSport package you get the M flag in the stitching as well for the seat belts. And for getting this down, you can open this for the cup holders, and for closing this, get this down, and then you have some more storage here. And for getting this whole seat down, you can just do this. So you have some room here, or talk to the third row. Hello, you feel me? That's it. You have grab handles, and the headliner is fully in the suede leather that is so comfortable to hold. And you can open the blinds from the button here. So you have blinds for the windows, so I can control that side and this side. There you can see that, and I can also control my side one. And I can also open the panoramic roof. As you can see there, it opens it. Pretty dope, yeah. So you have a 4-zone climate control until here, and then you have total 5-zone. Heated seats for the third row as well, and this is for the temperature, for the center, and wind speed, and where you want the air. And you have some storage here for your phone and AC vents. And you have ambient lighting behind the front row as well. And if you come here, you have an AC vent for cooling the car much faster, and that's it. Now let's come to the door, but before that, you can turn the vent off and on from here as well. And you have buttons here for the seats, and this is for your under thigh support, and you have the M badge written right there. Now let's come to the door. You have your tweeter here, your door handle, then you have this nice black leather with brown stitching, and this brown leather with black stitching with this ambient lighting bar, and then you have some more ambient light there, and the buttons for opening the windows. So you have lights here and lights here for ambient lighting, and you have more colors than before. Then you have this wooden treatment here, you have the speaker here, and then you have some room here and some room here. Now let's come to the blinds and the windows. Opening the blind by this button, and then I can open the window with this button, and you can see it is double glazed. So no sound coming from the outside. Full privacy. Getting that up, it's obviously one touch, and I can close the blind after the window closes. And then coming outside, and obviously it's gonna have soft door close, so there you can see it's going to close it by itself. So first of all, let's start with the dash. You have this nice design on top, then you have the AC vent with your mover from here, and then for the first time you have full crystal over here, that you have this ambient lighting and X7 written here, and the wood went from here to up here, so it's behind the screen. It says airbag right there. And now for the vents, it's fully powerly controlled. You just use this button for where you want the air, and for closing it, you just twist it. It's closed, it's open, and you can put it wherever you want, and it is fully glass crystal. That's nice. And then if you come in the bottom, this is for the volume and for the screen off, skip track, hazard, rear and front windshield heater buttons. You have this wooden treatment all the way here, and if I press this, it's gonna go back. You have a wireless charger here. You have cup holders that are ventilated for both of the sides and heated for both of the sides. So I'm just getting the key cold because I like to hold cold things. And you have a cigarette lighter here. So as this car gets the crystal package, that's why everything's crystal. This is the civil wheel. Now it's a touchscreen with the curved display, but it still has the civil wheel, and you have the shortcut buttons there. This is for the air suspension, lowering it and raising it. This is for the parking brake. You have the driving mode and downhill assist. You have the park here, and now there's no gear knob. You have this little crystal. It's for drive, do this, neutral, and reverse. And then you can see the reversing camera with adaptive guidelines, and the camera actually moves. And the sound insulation is just so good. Put it in back to park. This is the start button. This is for the parking sensors off and on, and the traction control. Now if we get back here, press this button, it opens. It has one USB-C type, and then you have storage. Getting up from that, this is your rearview mirror that is auto dimmed, and then you have this button for turning off the light and turning it on, and you also have reading lights for either side. And then you can turn on all the lights and turn on and off from here, and this is for the SOS emergency. Now I'm going to open the cover for the sunroof, and you can see it has ambient lighting on the roof as well. You can see it at the corners. It's called Magic Sky. That's really nice. I noticed this car when I was in America. I used to just love everything about it. And it has voice command as well, and vanity mirrors that are very small, so you could just look at your hair, and you have a light placement there. That's it. Now I'm going to show you the car's infotainment system and this full new display. So when you get inside the car, it slowly turns on the screen. Foot on the brake, pressing the start button, it turns on. So This is a completely new display. So it starts from here all the way ends till here, and it is a full curved display. This is the all new features that is on the display. All the new BMW cars are gonna get this, the new 7 Series, the new M3, M4, all of the new BMWs getting the same screen. So first of all, you have these on the menu. This is some shortcut buttons. BMW call it the widget. So you can add a new widget from controlling here, time or date, whichever one you want. So these are that are coming from the menu. You have navigation, so you have traffic controls, then you can set your route, then you have for weather. So if you get inside weather, you can see the weathers for Tuesday, Wednesday, but as this car is not connected to any Wi-Fi, that's why you can't see the exact temperatures. And then this is for the vehicle status. So if you even move the wheels, you can see it moves at the screen. High beam, there, hazard, there. The attention to detail is just really nice. And that is the other wheel you can get on the X7 with the MSport package. And then if you go there, this is for personalization audio. And then you have telephone, radio, and search for navigation. And then you have the shortcut button slide. And this is also touchscreen as well, so you can press home. And this is for the menus. So this is the app. You can make your own profile, mobile device. You can connect personal assistants, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, radio, Spotify, telephone, navigation, weather, news, podcast, and seat controls. And then you have live vehicle, system settings, interior light. So if you get inside interior light and ambient, you can choose through a lot of colors that have been new for the X7. So on the bottom you have rose, but I'm going to put blue. That is the signature color of BMW. One of the signature colors. And then you can see everything's just blue inside there. And yeah, the ambient lighting looks great, but at this day, that's why it's not the best. And then you have BMW assistance, passenger airbag, owner's manual, Amazon Alexa. You have a lot of different things here, like drive recorder. So when you're driving, it's going to use this camera and record it, work as a dash cam as well. And then you have Wi-Fi, but a lot of controls are not working in our countries, but it's working in UK where this car came from. You have display, doors and windows, driving settings, exterior light, parking, vehicle status, and a lot more. Now let's go to home and let me show you the car's cameras. Pressing this button, and then I'm going to go to camera and then go to wide view. So this is for the front, and just look at the attention to detail. And then if I just go there and just move it, you can see the sides and the front and the back, and you can see the wheel moving as well. Pressing on the brake, leaving the brake, pressing on the brake. I just like to make fun of cars, so it's just so good when it comes to attention to detail for the camera. And then you can also go to car wash view. So when you're washing your car, it has this car wash view, so if you're scratching anything or not. And it has the normal Paragon rear and front view and the assistance park. It's going to automatically park the car for you. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to go back to home. And when you change the driving modes, this is sport. You can go to sports individual and normal sport. This is comfort. This is Eco Pro. And yeah, that's it. And now you can see the ambient lighting just popped up. It's like straight up, I'm here. Back to comfort, and let me show you the last thing that I have to show, that is the climate menu. You can turn on the heated seats for the passenger and turn it off, and the ventilated seats and turn it off. It has 3 different styles. This is for the wind speed. This is for the heating for the straight up blast. This is for my side for the AC and the wind speed and my ventilation seats, heated seats, and this is for a heating steering wheel. So yeah, that's it. Back to home. Now let's come to the steering wheel. So I'm going to turn on this light. It's the same steering wheel from the previous generation. You have this fully sporty MSport steering wheel with M written here, and this tilt and telescopic with powered. As you can see there. And you have controls here for the cruise control and for adjusting the speed for the cruise control, and this is for the buttons for the volume, this is for controlling through the display, and this is for your receive call, this is for your menus, and this is for the voice command. And that's it. Now I'm going to show you the car's instrument cluster. On the brake, pressing the start button, and then it does a nice animation and turn on. So this is a completely new display, completely new design. You have which gear you're in here, engine temperature, outside temperature, and then you have the RPM that red lines in 6,500. And you have the fuel gauge here, how much fuel it has, how much miles it's gonna go, and then the speedo right here, and top speed is 160 miles. And then you can also configure it. So for that I have to do from here. So you can go to layout, and then this is one different configuration. So I'm going to leave it through that, and then you can control what you want and the center display. So now it's on media. You can put different G-force, navigation assistance, or just your speedo. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then when you put it on sports mode, it turns a little different, and comfort and Eco Pro. And I'm going to leave it on sport. Everything's just pretty nice. Now let's come to the heads-up display of the car. Put on the brake, pressing the start button, and there you can see the nice animation, and then the heads-up display is going to turn on. There you can see that. So if I turn the headlights off, it's going to say light off when not driving. So you can configure it through different things from the heads-up display as well. Let me just do that so you guys can see it. First of all, you can have just the bar and the speed limit monitor and the kilometer. Then you can have this, my favorite. It's going to give you the M flag with the sports display, and then you have the kilometer and the speed limiter. Then you have the heads-up display with the navigation. Then you have just the heads-up display with the curved design down there. So this is actually my favorite when it comes to the heads-up display. This is very sporty, very nice, and you can control through different buttons. So when you turn off the light and turn it on, it gives you the warning there. There you can see. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the heads-up display. And when you turn off the car, it slowly disappears. When you turn the car on, it actually does a really nice animation, but it doesn't come on when I have to show it in the camera. So you have your AC vent here, and control it or twist it for turning it off, and you have the wooded inside there. You have the headlight controls here and the brightness for the instrument cluster, and if you can see there, it dims and lights up. And this is for a storage area. And then you have your dead pedal, brake pedal, and gas pedal, and this is for opening the hood of the car. And I'm going to turn the car off. Then you have the seat controls. As you can see, the underside support that extends. So if you're tall and you need underside supports like I do, you can use it like this. You have the M badge right here, as this is the MSport. And now let's come to the door. You have your Harman Kardon speaker. You can get more higher Bose and Wicklunds. You have this button for controlling the rear seats and massaging seat on, and this is for the passenger seat controller. This is for opening the door, lock and unlock, and then you have black leather with brown stitching and brown leather with black stitching until here with the grab handle. These are the buttons for opening the blinds. These are the windows. This is for the exterior mirror. This is for opening the boot and closing it from here. Wooden treatment, speaker, and ambient lighting, and this cool metal treatment. Storage here and a bottle holder here. And I'm going to get the key of the car and exit the car right away. So this is going to be pretty much it for the review. Hope you guys liked it. Do make sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to follow my social medias. That's going to be in the description of the car. Description of the video, not in the car. Thanks to Aslan Motors for providing this car to me. If you need this X7 or any other premium car like GLS or Toyota Highlander or Mercedes-Benz GLE, you can see they have everything right here, like everything. And their location that is new for now, they have their new showroom, so I'm going to link the location in the description as well, so it's more easier for you guys to find their location. And now let's come to the price of this car. The price of this car is 3.55 lakhs. If you want this car, you can come to Aslan Motors and buy this car for yourself or anyone. It's your thing. just come to Aslan Motors and you can say my name or you can look for anyone right here. Until then, see you next time. Peace.